Hi Gareth, nice to meet
Hey,
you.
you
First
too.
of all, first of all, I want to say I'm very happy to meet you because I love your movies and I think Star Wars Rogue One is one of the best Star Wars movie ever. So congratulations.
Oh no, you should watch the original trilogy. They're way better.
So let's start. You are director but also showrunner of the creator. I suppose this is a very personal project for you. How did the idea come about?
There were lots of different things that caused me to make this film. Um, I guess one of them was I happened to be in Thailand. I was writing a science fiction film, which also was about robots. I really wanted to do a robot movie next. Like the holy trinity of science fiction is aliens, spaceships, and robots, right? And I'd already done a movie about aliens and I'd done a movie about spaceships. And so I was like, it's robot time. And so I got invited to Vietnam by a friend who was living over there. And so we basically drove around the whole country and flew around. And I just, all the imagery was like being in Apocalypse Now, or like to me, it was all those movies from Vietnam War era. And because I was thinking about this robot film, I kept picturing everything as robots. And I pictured like you'd see a monk walk across the street, go into a temple, and I'd picture them as a robot. And I wouldn't understand it, but I was really fascinated by that visual. Like, why would you have a robot monk and what are they doing? And it just got me really excited about a world like that. And I thought someone else is going to beat me to this. You know, one day someone's going to do a movie with, Southeast Asia and science fiction, and I'm going to be so jealous. And so I just had to kind of race them and try and get the movie done first.
So, speaking about your previous movies, how important as a sci-fi director the experience with Star Wars Rogue One was for the creator?
There's a lot of things you take from any movie. I think something that I learned from George Lucas, in terms of his work, was that what he did so well in Star Wars is he would take things from the ancient past, like religion, spirituality, mythology, and then he would take things from the far future, like spaceships and robots, and put them together and have nothing in the middle, like nothing from today, just the past and the future. And the place in the world that's most like that is Southeast Asia. Like you can go to Bangkok, Hong Kong, Tokyo, and you're in a metropolis that's like Blade Runner. And then you just go down the alley and take a left, and there's a temple and there's a Buddhist monk. And it's like that contrast, like two extreme things. You're always looking for contrast when you make a film, whether it's in the story, the characters, the design. And that as a world, I just like got really excited about. It felt like a real world version of Star Wars kind of thing. And so, yeah, it kind of grew from that.
There are several cult movies that inspired you. You mentioned Apocalypse Now, Blade Runner, also Akira. How did you manage to gather all these influences in your movie?
I don't know. I mean, you tell me, but I basically like when you make a film, I guess you could say you're a bit like a chef, right?
For
And
me, you did it. You did it very well.
no, thank you. But it's like you're going around the supermarket, right? And instead of you put ingredients in your trolley, and so for me, I was going around the supermarket and I was putting all the Blu-rays of all the films I grew up with that I loved, and then went into the kitchen and tried. This whole thing is kind of like a love letter to the science fiction films. Like when I was young, every single week it felt like there was an original science fiction or fantasy film that turned out to be a classic. And I thought that was just going to be normal forever. And now as an adult, and maybe I sound old, right? But it's just not happening so often. And so it was like trying to take those kind of movies and put them in a pot and stir it and pull out something a little bit, hopefully a little bit original. But yeah, this is me trying to like get that kind of film back in the cinema, the ones that I grew up, that wanted me, kind of caused me to want to make films.
Great. Thank you very much, and congratulations for this love letter to the sci-fi and cyberpunk movies. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.